Okay, welcome to the Client Dispute Manager, the Getting Started video. And today I'm going to show you a quick overview on how to get started with the software and how to get started with your first client. Okay? The first thing you want to do when you first launch the software, as you can see, you have two buttons here. You have the Getting Started button and you have the Getting Started video button. Now, of course, you're watching the Getting Started video button because that's how you got to this video. So if you want to quickly watch the video, just click this button here, Getting Started. Or if you want to go to the first page or step one to getting started, you just click this icon here, Getting Started. So now once you finish reviewing the dispute process, the second thing you want to do is come over here where it says Dispute Strategy. Let's click that. First, you want to read Start Here. Now, you want to follow this step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all the way to the final step, and this is going to teach you how to launch your first dispute. Once you finish reading steps 1 through final, come back to Dispute Strategy and go to Campaigns. Now let's talk about campaigns. Dispute campaigns, what they do, they represent trade lines on your customer's credit report. So if you look at your customer's credit report, you may see accounts such as accounts sold and transfer, authorized users, bankruptcy, child support, charge-offs, collection accounts, duplicate accounts, foreclosures, identity theft, inquiries, judgments, mortgage lates, multiple lates, medical bills, one late pay, outdated accounts, paid collections. So what these campaigns are basically, each campaign represents 6 letters in the dispute manager, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes. So say, for example, you have your client's credit report in front of you, and you notice that your client had 6 charge-offs on their credit report, and they were more concerned about getting the charge-offs off their credit report than anything else. So what you want to do is you want to come to the campaign section, and you want to look for charge-off. Let's find charge-offs, which is right here. And then you want to read this section on how to dispute charge-offs. Once you have an understanding of how to dispute charge-offs, when you go into the dispute manager, you will pick the charge-off campaign. Now this charge-off tells you that you need to dispute with the credit bureau and the collector at the same and the creditor at the same time. So when you go into dispute manager, you would send your first disputes, you would prepare your first disputes with the credit bureau. Then you would come back and prepare your second disputes with the creditor. And then all you're doing is focusing on this charge-off. Each campaign has 6 letters, and each letter represents 35 to 40 days. So what that means is that when you send out your first letter for this charge-off, you're going to wait 35 to 40 days for an update. When that update comes back and the item is not deleted from your client's credit report, then you automatically send out letter 2, and you just repeat the cycle until all the inaccurate information is removed from your client's credit report. So you can repeat from letter 1 to letter 2 to letter 3 to letter 4 to letter 5 to letter 6, and that will be a total of 6 months. In that 6 months time, you will see some success using the campaigns. Now say, for example, your client had different trade lines on their credit report. They had a late pay, they had a bankruptcy, they had a collection account, and they had an inquiry, and they want to get all those off. So what you can do is you can use the hybrid campaign, which is right here. And what you want to do is you want to come here and read what the hybrid says. And the hybrid campaign only focuses on the credit bureau, and it allows you to add different trade lines into one campaign. Versus the other campaigns like inquiries, they're geared towards removing inquiries. But with the hybrid campaign, it's not geared towards removing anything, but you can combine multiple different trade lines into this campaign, 1 letter at a time. And this way, you can dispute different accounts at the same time. Now, a lot of customers use the hybrid a lot, but you can go back and forth depending on what you want to choose. Now the next step after you pick your campaign is you want to go over here to the new user. And here in the new user is where you add all of your new customers and all of their personal information. Okay, so now we're in the new user area, and this is where you add all of your customers' personal information. It's very self-explanatory, and what I've done, I've already added 2 users here for you. You want to put their first name, middle name, last name, junior, senior, date of birth, social security number, address, city, state, zip code, and if you have their previous address, I do recommend that you put it. It's not mandatory, but sometimes it's good that credit bureaus like to see this previous address. Okay? Their status, which are active or lead. If it's a lead, you can just select lead. And the difference between active and a lead, active means this is a customer who paid for your services. Lead, means this is a customer who's thinking about your services. You want to put your cell phone, their home phone, and make sure you put their correct email address, because this email is connected to the portal. And if you have the wrong email address in here, if your customer gives you the wrong email address, their information won't sync to the portal. Very important. Okay, what's going to happen if you put the wrong email address in here and you click save, this area is going to turn orange, and that means there's something wrong with the email. So make sure that they have the correct email, or else they won't be able to use the portal. Okay, then just click save here. You can also change their status here from active to lead to inactive to cancel. You can also delete this whole entire client's information. You can edit their information. Just click update. Okay, and this message box here is for messages coming from your customer when they're connected to the portal. So let me give you an example. Say, for example, you want to send your customer a message about their bill. Say their bill is due and you want to send them a message. Then what you want to do is click here and you can send them a message right there. Now this message will not only go to the portal for your customer, but it will also go to your customer's personal email. And your customer can send you a message also from the portal. And when the customer sends you a message from the portal, it will appear here. This will turn green, and you will also get that same message in your personal message email box. Okay? Now you can sort your customers here by all, active, lead, inactive, canceled customers, and follow-up letters due. Now what this means is, once you send out your first dispute, 40 days later, you're going to get an update back from the credit bureau. If you don't get an update back from the credit bureau, the software is going to notify you with a red box here. And it will also say follow-up letters due here. And when you click the follow-up letter due here text, it's going to take you to all of your clients that need attention to their account. And basically what that means is that these clients that's marked in red, their due date is up and you haven't received an updated credit report back from them, and it's time to send the second round of dispute letters out for these particular clients that will be marked in red. And if you want to see all the clients that you have to send follow-up letters, all you have to do is click this button here. Okay? Now, in order to start the dispute process for your clients, you would literally go over to here, you would hit this button, and when you hit this button, it will take you to the dispute manager. This box here is where all the magic happens, and this is where you start all your disputes. And as you can see, we're on the first screen here, which is the credit score screen. Now that we're on the credit scores screen, this is the location where you will input your client's credit scores. Now, when you input your client's credit scores here, this information will transfer to the client's portal. So the client will be able to see their credit scores from the portal. Okay? Now you can edit, as you can see, I've already put the credit scores in here. All you have to do is put in the credit scores again. hit add, and as you can see, it puts the credit scores in again. You can edit these credit scores or you can delete the credit scores. Okay, go ahead and delete that. Now the next step we want to move to is adding derogatory information, adding inaccurate information, and this is the area where you do it in the add item section. You can add any amount of inaccurate information you choose into this area right here. All you simply do is put the creditor's name in here, the account number, the type of inaccurate item, which is collection, charge-off, late pay, public record, inquiry, or other account. Let's put inquiry. Checkbox, you can check all 3 credit bureaus, or you can check them one at a time. Click Save, and it will appear here. You can also edit this account that you just chose. And the way you edit this account is by clicking Edit. Make your changes up here. You can change the account number, and you can change the creditor's name. And all you have to do is come right down here, not up here. Come down here and hit Update. Okay, and you're done. Next step is to go to Overview. Overview gives you a bird's-eye view of what type of items you're disputing for your client. As you can see, it has all accounts up here. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. We got 4 accounts in dispute. Well, it's a total. We have a total of 4 negative accounts. All right, for Equifax, but 4 in dispute. Experian, 6 in dispute. 6 total negative. TransUnion, 5 total negative, and 5 in dispute. As you can see, we have the credit bureau scores here. We have the totals down here. Okay, and you can navigate back and you can navigate forward. So let's navigate forward, because what we're going to do is our first dispute. Remember, we looked at the charge-off campaign, so we're going to perform our first dispute with the charge-off campaign. Now remember, with the charge-off campaign, we have to dispute with the credit bureau and the creditor, because that's what the charge-off campaign said, right? So the first thing we're going to do, as you can see, all your accounts over here are listed. So we're going to start with Tune Bank, and these are all your dispute reasons. Okay, these are generic dispute reasons right up here. These are general. And these dispute reasons right here are specific to the campaigns. So if you want to use a campaign dispute reason, you can use the charge-off campaign dispute reason, one of these here. Okay, so but for the demo purposes, we're going to use a generic dispute reason. Inaccurate. Your credit bureaus are already selected. Okay. You want to do bulk print. So you select the charge-off campaign. Let's go here. And as you can see, the drop down is here, is where you select all of your different letters. My recommendation to you is to stay in order with your letters. These are the campaign letters. Try to stay in order with your letters, because the letters are written for a purpose and a reason, and they are built on top of each other. So if you jump the order, okay, they may not have the effectiveness that you really want. So let's pick letter 1, and then you hit Add Your Dispute. We want to keep it on Add to Bulk Print, because that means you can print all the letters at one time. If you select Add to Single Print, that means you can only print one letter at a time. Okay, let's go back to Bulk Print, and let's add the next dispute. Next. Next. Okay, and one more. All right, so that's it for our disputes. You can also delete these disputes from here if you want, and just go to the blue arrow here. Let's click that. And now, because we selected bulk print earlier, let's go ahead and click bulk print. Okay, and this takes us to the bulk printing screen. Now from here, we can print all 3 of our letters right here, and I'm going to print those for you. You can also edit your letter here. Okay, let's close out of that. You can also delete your letter. You can also delete all of your letters. You can also search for your letters if you have a lot of letters. Now, once you click print, which I'm going to do now, let's listen to the printer for a second as it prints. Okay, once you click print, the letters are automatically moved to the archive section. Let's check it out. Right there, there you go. All three of your letters are moved to the archive section. Okay, so once your letters are moved to the archive section, after you print, let's go over and check it. You can see right here, they're in the archive, so you'll always have these letters for years to come. You can edit these letters and delete these letters also. Every single time you print, your letters are moved to the archive section, and they're also moved to the tracking area. So let's take a look at the tracking area. Right here at the top is tracking. Now, as you can see, these are our three letters that we just sent out. And in the tracking section, it has the sent date, the number of days to expect a response back 40, the due date, the letter sent, the letter title, okay, letter tracking if you send it certified mail, all right? And you can also delete these letters, and you can also respond to these letters. So what the respond basically means is that when these letters are due, these lines will turn red. And what that means is that you need to send out your second round of disputes. In order to get rid of the red, you're going to have to click respond. When you click respond, that means you've done something with this particular file. You sent out the second round of letters or the third round of letters, and when you hit respond, it'll move all of these letters to the archive. Okay? Now, let's say, for example, you receive updated responses back from the credit bureau. So, let's log back into this one client here, Bob. Let's say you received updates back from all of them. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is go over the results. When you receive your updates back from all of these accounts, go over the results. And as you can see, all of these accounts are listed here too in results. So let's go to overview. Overview, these are all your accounts. Okay, let's go to results. Now, say for example, Toon Bank was deleted from Experian and TransUnion. You already have deleted here. Let's hit add. Now Midland, let's just say Midland wasn't deleted, but it was updated and repaired. Let's select that. Let's hit add. Let's just say Bank 1. There was no deletions on Bank 1. So because there was no deletions on Bank 1, but there was one deletion on Equifax. So what we're going to do is let's uncheck Equifax, because there was one deletion. I'm sorry, there was one deletion on Equifax, so let's uncheck Experian and TransUnion. So what that means is that Equifax was deleted. And when you uncheck it, that means that it was not deleted. Okay, so it remains. So let's hit add. Okay, so the next one, let's just say that that was updated and repaired. Let's hit add. Okay, Bank 1. All right, let's see what we got left. Bank 1 again. That one was deleted. Okay, this one, it was only deleted from Experian. So let's uncheck Equifax. Hit add. And that's it. So we just responded based on your client's credit report that they sent you. We just updated their particular file. So let's go back over to overview. And if you see an overview right here, it tells you on Equifax, 1 was updated and repaired, 1 was deleted. In Experian, 2 was updated and repaired, 3 was deleted. In TransUnion, 2 updated and repaired, 2 deleted. All of this information will be transferred to your client's portal. Now, if you go back to add item, because you know you want to follow up with a couple more disputes, you go to add item, and as you can see, these two accounts were not deleted. A few things were removed from these two accounts, but not all. So now you want to send out second round of disputes with these two items, okay? Because the only thing you have left now is Equifax and all three of these credit bureaus for Chase. So you know they didn't delete anything, so you have to go back to the drawing board and send out disputes for these two. All right? And that completes the getting started training for this particular session. Thank you.